Hello and welcome to my first video podcast focusing on people working within the entertainment industry. My name is James and I'm a headshot photographer and videographer from Greater Manchester here in the UK. My first guests are Mark and Kelly, an inseparable married acting duo from Manchester. They are hard-working professionals and have been true soulmates for over 18 years. Kelly started her career as a dancer and skater with the amazing hot ice shows in Blackpool. She later became an illusionist billed with acts such as Paul Daniels and Wayne Dobson. Kelly has worked with many star performers on stage, on television, and on cruise ships travelling the globe. Mark started in acting and musical theatre at the Oldham Theatre Workshop, training under the late David Johnson. He gained roles in countless soaps and TV dramas as a character actor. He has also appeared in several musicals and sometimes pops up in a panto alongside his wife Kelly. As well as TV presenting, commercials and various acting roles, Mark and Kelly also produced their own variety show with their own company, Okie Dokie Entertainments. They showcase their many talents performing in venues small and large up and down the country. As well as several summer seasons in Blackpool, they regularly perform shows at holiday parks around the UK. People will recognise Mark and Kelly from their appearance on reality TV shows such as Channel 4's Coach Trip and the property makeover show Your Room or Mine. Famously, they got married in 2015 in a highly memorable episode of the BBC One's Don't Tell the Bride, which gained the highest ever viewing figures in the programme's history, and not because it was the most romantic. The following video podcast is in two parts. The first part is all about Mark and Kelly and their massive shared love of everything entertainment. Part 2 focuses on their soon-to-be-released short film Transfusion, where Mark and Kelly talk about the ups and downs as well as the fun and laughs in producing their own short film. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more entertainment video podcasts. So let's jump straight in. Hello, Mark and Kelly.
Good morning.
Hello, James.
Hello, and thank you for coming here today.
Thank you for having us.
Kicking off the very first entertainment podcast.
Number
one. Right. I've got a really long list of questions here. Answer them as deeply as you want. If you want to slag anyone off, that's great.
You wouldn't do that.
Us?
Do that, James.
We'd never do such a thing.
Right. Question number one. When did you first start wanting to work in the entertainment industry?
Ooh, do you want to go first on that one?
Shall I go first?
Go on, we'll let you go first.
Okay, I started back in, we don't have to say how I'll do
We
it.
don't have to say
In the late 80s. I sort of got a taste for performing back in school. I entered talent contests in high school and I did impressions.
Oh, no.
You know what's coming, don't you?
Yes. No.
I entered the talent contest and I'd been watching Frank Spencer, some others do haven't, a couple of days before they told us about this talent contest. And my mum shouted through to me one night. She said, what do you want for your tea? Do you want fish fingers or sausages? And without thinking, allegedly, I kind of shouted back and said, I'm all right there. I'll have the sausages, Betty. And they were laughing. And I thought, people laughing at me instead of throwing things. So yeah, I started about 13, 14. I went to Oldham Theatre Workshop, which is quite well known as a stage school, and started doing sort of theatre shows and things, and I just didn't stop.
Did you win the talent show?
I did win the talent show, and then the year after, I tried to regain the crown.
Yeah.
And I did the Bee Gees and Zippy George and Bungle.
And you didn't win.
Well, they couldn't tell the difference between the Bee Gees and Zippy George and Bungle. But yeah, all good fun.
I was younger than you then.
Were you younger anyway?
I was younger when I started because I knew from being really little, but I always took the leads in primary school. I was always Mary in the Nativity. Ooh. And I always took the leads in the high school shows. And I got asked, the head teacher came to me once after seeing a show and said an agent had been in school and they kind of headhunted me to go and do a screen test for Coronation Street. But the school pulled me out because I was doing my GCSEs at the time and said that it wasn't right. I had to follow the academic route.
That was Angela Griffin got it, didn't she?
Yeah, Angela Griffin
Who's
got it
absolutely
instead.
amazing, by the way.
All right.
Waterloo Road, Corrie, Angela Griffin, brilliant.
Who is he?
So has that school now since been burnt down?
Yeah. Same day. No.
Not mine has.
No, it really. The sad thing is, it has gone.
Mine got pulled
I'm
down.
that old.
Mine was pulled down 2 days after we left.
Yeah, no wonder.
And
Don't come back.
Ivy Tilsley from Coronation Street, Lynn Perry.
What burnt it down?
Yeah, she burnt it down. Yeah, arrested.
No, so then I decided that I was going to do something completely different. So I went off ice skating. I wanted to be a professional ice skater, and I ended up in shows in Blackpool as an ice skater, and decided that that was a rubbish career because it's never going to get me anywhere. But my skating, I was going to say, one of my skating partners, Daniel Whiston, is now on Dancing on Ice, and he's doing really well. So that didn't go very well, did it? And I'm stuck with you.
Oh, nice.
Hindsight and all these crossroads we come to.
I know.
So do you enjoy being actors?
Yes.
Do you like the life?
I enjoy acting way more than Kelly does. It's literally all I've ever wanted to do since when I realised that I could be other people. I kind of realised that you don't have to worry about anything that's going on. I think it's the same for most actors, isn't it?
Matt likes character acting, so he likes being someone completely different. That's the difference. I like being me. I am me, because I'm not the accents. Like
That's
you,
a whole
I'm
different kind of subject, isn't it?
Yeah, so I do like acting, but I've variety-based, because after the skating, I went off on cruise ships for most of my 20s. I was a magician and illusionist. So I've come from a variety background, and I love live performing.
So Mark does his impersonations. What's your party trick?
I impale myself on spikes. Oh, one
I
up
help.
Him, one up him all
I do
the
help.
time, yeah.
I make her vanish, cuss her in half.
Yeah. I'm not that good a magician. He's still with me.
So you've got your own bed of nails?
I've got one pole and a balance on it, and then it comes right through me. Impale myself.
That could go anywhere.
That could.
Think of that what you will, James.
You didn't expect that? No.
Wow.
Hidden talents, didn't it?
You've got acting, I've thrown ice skating in, I've thrown impaling myself on
a few
spikes.
names. If you hear a bang on this podcast,
Yeah,
James,
that's a name
or
drop.
anyone else, it's just the names that she's dropping. Really.
Wow. I thought we could just do a podcast with just you, couldn't we?
Just do me, because this guy's done nothing.
Yeah. Mark, Bruce?
But do you know what I mean? That's all I'm good for, isn't it?
So...
It's a nice brew, by the way. I'll give him that.
Nice mug. Just saying.
So... when you get into character, is that when you become Jason?
Yeah, when I'm acting. I changed the name years ago, tax purposes. No, I didn't. I didn't really. No, I tried to join Equity when I was a hell of a lot younger. I can't think when it was. Absolutely years ago. And back in the old days, you couldn't have the same name as someone else. And I had to think of a name, and I tried family names. I tried the Caldwell family name, which was my nan and granddad. I tried different variations, but they kept coming back and saying, you need another name completely. And in the end, I thought, I went for the first show that I ever appeared in was Children's Ward. You won't remember that, you're too young, aren't you?
Thank you.
So I went for Children's Ward, and my favourite actor has always been David Jason. I just think he's amazing. He's versatile, he's funny, he's brilliant. So instead of sort of David Children's,
Jason what?
I went for Children's Ward.
You went for Children's
Yeah,
Ward?
I put that down. I thought, do you know what? We'll go for Children's Ward. No, I went for Jason Ward and sort of combination. So there's a story to tell around the name, innit?
But people think it's me with the stage name. Because obviously I'm Kelly Keller.
Yeah,
So
don't they?
that is my real name.
So when you first met him and dated, did you think, that's going to be odd?
That was his chat-up line. And that was he literally just met me. And he went, when I marry you, you'll be Kelly Keller.
not
Very,
if.
very confident.
Not if. When I marry you, you'll be... I've had a lot of double vodka Red Bulls because I was a bit nervous. But you would be, wouldn't you?
To approach it. She's
Yeah, I want to chat that thing up. Yeah. So, lots of drinks, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get it in there. When I marry you, you'll be Kelly Keller. She fell for it. She actually went with it, didn't you?
Because you're suave and sophisticated.
That's the reason. I'm drunk.
They don't know you.
So, acting, presenting, magician, impaler, singing, children's entertainers.
Anything to save getting a real job.
Yes.
Yes.
Just so we don't have
We
to get a
don't
real
do 9
job.
till 5.
So which bit do you enjoy the most? The not working or?
Acting.
Yeah.
So everything that we come back to for me is going to be all I've ever wanted to do. It's not, the fame and fortune because I'm skint and nobody knows who I am. But the actual just being on a set, You know, everything from that first phone call when you've had an audition and you get told you've got it, the makeup, the wardrobe, the phone
He
calls.
just likes being fussed.
Yeah, the fuss.
So he likes the fuss.
No, but I do. I absolutely love it.
I actually like, and I didn't think I'd ever say this, I like the reality TV. I just think it's brilliant. I love being myself.
Yeah, I do now. I like the reality
love
TV.
working alongside you on reality TV, because people think it is being yourself, and it's not. I think it's more difficult than acting reality TV.
Oh, it's a lot more difficult.
Because you've no script to follow, and you're not in character. You are yourself, but then you're not. You can't just...
So you've got to have that personality together.
You've got to kind of get a fine balance, haven't you, with it?
What makes it harder for us, reality TV, and we explain this to a lot of people that have asked us or seen us on the shows, what makes it a little bit harder is if you're a normal contestant and you get put on, say, Coach Trip or Come Down With Me or whatever, you kind of don't have any preconceptions or any other insight or ideas. So you just go along with it, and they capture on film what they want from you. For us, it's widely known with the producers that we are actors. So what they can do is manipulate us.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and manipulate the audience. So they'll put us on and they'll say, right, you know, Kelly and Mark, you're both professional actors, but you're very natural because you're Northern. They always go for Northerners, don't they? Have you noticed?
Yeah, because it's a friendly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, bless them.
So they'll say to us, you know, if you can sort of do this or drive the next event or scene this way, but obviously make it look natural.
Yeah.
And so there's more for us to think about, isn't there?
Yeah, so we're kind of working a little bit behind the scenes, but because we've got to keep stories going, because obviously it's reality TV, but you've got to have a story there. Yeah,
if things are going really well with, you know, contestants and couples, they'll say to us, you know, can you just, they're getting on a little bit too well. But obviously viewers, you know yourself, James, if you watch something on the TV, reality TV, because I'm sure that you do nothing else in the day but watch really bad TV, he's probably got a real job, hasn't he? So if you're watching something, you don't want to watch it to see, oh, lovely scenery or, you know, nice events or tasks or whatever. You're watching for drama. So they'll say to us, you know, Mark, you don't look like you're
very
a trouble causer. You look really friendly.
You've never said that. You've got a face that can start a war.
Yes, I've got a face. So they'll say, you know, you look like the one most likely to sort of cause a little bit of a stir. But can you do that? And we've got to try and do that, but get on with the other contestants, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that is way more difficult than sort of straight acting or drama
chatting
acting.
To camera as well, because you have a lot of, in the reality television, don't you, the interviews and things, and that's more difficult than you think, because obviously the interviewer is cut out of this scene. So it's not like doing a scene with someone. You've got to make sure, I think they always say...
pieces to camera and stuff, yeah.
Put the question in your answer. So obviously the viewer then knows what's going on, and that is more difficult, isn't it? For someone that doesn't do acting or television, they kind of stand there and freeze, don't they? And don't
great, brilliant sort of learning curve and experience.
Brilliant.
If you're a creative in, I think, most areas of the industry, whether you're in front of camera or behind camera, if you do reality TV, they kind of tell you not to. But nowadays, they want you to do it all, don't they?
It's brilliant.
I think if you've done that, as well as your acting or your stage or TV, I think the experience that you get, the learning curve is invaluable, isn't it?
Definitely.
So it's helped us.
That improved, definitely improved everything we've done.
You've jumped ahead a little bit there. You've worked together well, and you've mentioned road trip. How did that go? Did you win?
Did we win Coach Trip?
Did we win Coach Trip? No, we got voted off. We did 2 weeks. We managed 2 weeks, didn't we, darling?
I think to start with, people that see these TV shows that don't know us or don't know anything about us, they kind of expect us to do better sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the reality is, reality TV isn't real, James.
It's not real.
It's not real.
No.
Sorry to break this to you. Sorry to tell you this.
We were never going to win.
Yeah, because of who we are and what we do, we're not expected to do very well. So when we went on there, it was kind of an experience for us, wasn't it?
Well, it was, because we went on there knowing that we don't do public transport. Mark hates it, don't you?
Yeah.
We don't.
Why?
We
I
don't
learned
do
to
people.
drive.
We don't do people because he doesn't like people.
I don't like people.
So
No. Let me stop you there, my darling.
Anyone?
When she says I don't like transport, I learned to drive many years ago. We paid for a car.
When did you last go
So
on a
why
bus?
would I get on a bus or a what?
When did you go on a bus last?
What's a bus? Why would I get on a bus or a train to start with other people I don't want to be mixing with?
There you go.
And as for people, I like to choose my friends. We all like to choose who we get on with, don't we? But anyway, back to the subject.
I'm sure before you said you were approachable and nice and friendly and welcoming.
Have you got a bleep machine?
Very good at acting.
Yeah, that's the acting. Yeah, so when we go on these shows, we're not there to win them or to sort of do well. We do it for an experience, don't we?
Yeah, it was an experience.
And we couldn't, because we've got the day job of the live shows and things, you don't get paid to go on coat strip. So we struggled a little bit because we didn't think we'd be on for more than sort of 3-4 days. Yeah. I didn't think, you said I wouldn't be on for more than 2 days.
I thought we'd be first off.
Because I'd upset everybody.
I did. I thought this is an easy gig. We'll be on. Hi, Billy and Mark. Day 1.
We're infiltrators. We've come to stir it up.
Yeah.
After the first week, it was like, well, hang on a second. I'm being myself. We're telling people, contestants, what we think. And we're not being voted off. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
After the first sort of 10 days, we thought we need to...
and we realised, because we didn't think we'd do so well, we had loads of gigs booked in as well. And we're thinking,
yeah, we had kids' magic shows, illusion shows.
What are we going to do? So
pub gigs.
That was like, what we're going to do. We could
we
be on here a while.
We can't afford to be on for more than 2 weeks. So we went to the producers. Do you remember that conversation? I went green. We said to one of the producers, we said, if we choose to just leave, can we just go whenever we want to? And they said, oh, yeah, that'd be brilliant drama for the TV, didn't they?
Yeah.
But you have to pay to get yourself back from wherever you are in the world.
And where were you?
We were in...
we were going into Switzerland at that point.
Was it Switzerland?
We were like, yeah, we were.
Oh, that was Chocolate Gate.
That was Belgium, that
was Belgium.
Belgium, yeah, no.
That's near Switzerland, isn't it?
No.
So, yeah, so they said, if you sort of walk and leave, you've got to pay to get yourself back. And we we froze, didn't we? It was
well, you did. It's paying, you panicked.
I'm tighter than cramp, so there was no way I was going to pay. We said, so what do we do? Because we can't afford.
Well, if you get voted off, they pay to get you
That's
home.
what they said, yeah. We paid to fly you home if you get voted off.
So I just turned to Mark and I went, you're going to have to be yourself. Clean sweep that night. We were home.
Be yourself? Never understood what she meant.
We were home.
So I thought, for the drama of it, if we've got to get the votes, I don't want just 1 or 2 votes to get the second yellow card.
We wanted the lot.
We want a clean sweep for the drama of it all.
Yeah.
So we went all out.
We did.
And that is what we got.
Did. That wasn't really us. We were horrible, weren't we?
And they paid.
They edited a lot. They took a lot out.
They paid to get us home. But everyone liked us online as well, didn't they?
People did like us.
The social media and the viewers.
We came across like we were really horrible, and we weren't. We have kept in touch with a lot of those people on Coach.
We did.
A few came to our wedding
we
as
are
well,
lovely.
so we are nice. Yeah.
But the channel will never have you back again.
But they've asked us back loads, didn't they?
No, we actually have worked
we
for
did
them.
pilots
we have worked
for
for them since.
It was Channel 4.
Yeah, we did your Room or Mine for them.
We did your makeover show.
On.
They actually, so we tried to sort of upset as many people as I could.
Yeah, and we did.
And the production company loved us, got us through other things. The viewers texted us and tweeted us to say how brilliant they thought and how funny.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's what I was going for.
It's boring.
Yeah.
So who did the public like? I mean, who's the best actor out of the two of you?
Wow. Who's the best actor out of us? Who did the public like? Well, we are, because of our look.
Who's doing tea tonight before you answer?
He's the chef anyway, because he's a mark. He doesn't eat anyone else's food.
I'm the chef, I'm the chauffeur. But anyway, that's another subject completely. Don't get us started. Equality in the workplace and the home.
So best actor.
We're kind of seen as being, and we marketed ourselves years ago, didn't we, as like sweet and sour. Literally, people look at us, and I know I'm the best looking out of this.
Obviously, yeah.
Did you smirk there?
Yeah,
you came through that door.
I'm the brain.
He actually smiled.
Yeah.
So Kelly's clearly the good-looking one.
Oh, thank
and
you.
Well, you are.
Oh, how you doing?
You're beautiful, and you know it.
Don't.
And she takes advantage of it. So with my face and my voice and Kelly's looks, people sort of see us as sweet and sour. However,
people love me and they don't like me. That's what it's trying to say.
I get all the grief for things that are said and done.
Yeah.
But who is it that stands behind me? A lot of what I say comes from her. But nobody believes it.
Yeah, so when we're working and you think things, and I just say it very quietly to Mark, right? I don't expect Mark to say it loud on the mic. He doesn't care.
I don't have a filter.
Come in and
I don't
be like,
care.
get dressed in the dark.
I don't care.
No mirrors in your house, love. And I'm like, and they're all laughing. Oh, Mark's so funny. It's not come from Mark.
I'm actually the nice, quiet one, the friendly one.
When he says it,
it's her that isn't.
I always go, Mark, you shouldn't say that. That's rude.
But in terms of acting, we'd done so many things together, haven't we?
Yeah, we had, yeah.
We've run pubs, we've lived in Greece, we've done illusion shows,
Yeah,
we've done all sorts. Holiday parks.
Yeah.
What we'd never done was acted together.
No.
And we hadn't realised in 18 years, we hadn't actually done any acting together.
Yeah, this film that we've done.
Yeah, so the short film, which isn't a short film
It's
at
not
the moment,
short
is
at
it?
the moment, no.
It's getting bigger. The short film.
Is that Transfusion?
Transfusion,
We'll come
yeah.
to that later.
I wrote that, directed it, and with everybody else, and it was the first time that I'd seen Kelly acting in a dramatic role. And I have to be totally honest, and I've told people this, haven't I? Absolutely brilliant. I think I trained at Theatre Workshop. You know, I was with Nigel Martin Smith's acting agency from being young. So I thought that my acting was pretty good and I was experienced. Look at you! Look at you!
He was like, "This is my domain."
No, I didn't think like that at all. I thought, you know,
Work, darling.
Yeah,
I
watch and
thought,
learn,
you know,
he's
this
doing
is
it.
my sort of area. This is what I've always loved doing and always wanted to do, and I'm pretty good at it.
You were right. He's all right.
But when we got the rushes back of the footage that we'd filmed,
Keeps trying to edit me out. It keeps trying to edit my bits out.
she's absolutely brilliant. I think, you know, especially on this film, I think she's got one up on me. I hate you for this.
He's never said that.
I'm proud of her. I'm so proud, and she looks
I'm glad this is
amazing.
being recorded.
She's got different sides to it.
I'll edit that bit. I'll send it to you.
Yes.
He wrote my character looking as rough as you like all the way through.
It wasn't to get one over on it. It wasn't to be cruel.
No makeup.
It was literally because I wanted the character to be authentic.
Oh, she was.
And I wanted people to see what I see every flipping morning before the school. No, I wanted it to be authentic, but yeah, I think your acting is far better than mine on this film. I will get another chance.
Oh, you
a challenge.
Something now.
Right. Kelly's the best actor.
Game over.
I've not even got an agent. She has. So do you know what? I'm just going to
so
shut up for the
close
next
to saying
hour.
that, and I thought, what was
I'll get it before you do.
Who's got the agent? Oh, yeah.
She's got an agent. I don't. Things will change.
Change. So, you've been in this industry for years. What changes have you seen?
Oh, wow. Yes.
This industry has
We were talking
changed.
about this. The industry's absolutely changed.
Things they were doing didn't have to be done that way. For example, for actors, I mean, if you've got a family like us, a low income, or, you know, you're financially struggling or whatever, when you've got to get on a train at £200 and travel to London for
auditions.
Initial first self-tape, first auditions for something, and you don't hear anything back, it's a struggle, isn't it?
So now this self-taping that started, it's brilliant. It's absolutely...
The new changes have made a big difference, haven't they?
I prefer self-taping. I think you prefer auditions,
in the room.
don't you?
I'm definitely in the room kind of person.
But I think it gives you a chance to, well, you can redo, can't you, till you're happy. But
16 times.
It's more relaxed, I think, when you're doing it. You say, well, that's you.
Do you film each other? Do you stand in
Absolutely,
and
as
do you know
reader?
what? We do self-tapes with each other, and the person that's not on the self-tape, the reader, always ends up with more lines than the actual person doing the self-tape.
That isn't any actor that you speak to or that watches this or that knows about it all will say that's one of there's so many sort of bugbears.
You've had a few lately. It's like 2 lines, and I've got like 3 paragraphs that I have to read it.
Yeah, I've got 2 lines, or the actor that's auditioning for the role's got 2 lines. And the reader has got like 16 lines. And we just got to stand there and react.
You've got to react, yeah.
But you find yourself...
You can't.
You find yourself as an actor.
You stood there like this.
You think, right, I've got to do this really well. So I'm reading it, I think, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to say that's a really bad take, even though it's nothing to do with me and I'm not on camera. I'm like, no, that was really badly written.
Tries to outdo me, don't
Trying
you?
to outdo him again.
It's when you get a phone call or you get an email saying, oh, the casting director also said, who was the reader? Very good, very natural. Like... No, I'm the one auditioning.
Don't want you.
You've had roles actually in the past, haven't you? When we before COVID
Don't.
lockdown, when we had in-person auditions, it was Martin Gibbons. Martin Gibbons is the casting director, does a lot of commercials.
He's given me 2 adverts, I've done one this year for him, I love him.
He's one of our favourite casting directors. He's just such an infectious bloke. He's amazing, isn't he?
He's brilliant.
But I went for an audition and we were chatting and he said, okay, Jason, Is Kelly, the wife, yeah, is she in the car? I said, yeah, she's outside. Oh, send her in, yeah. I want to see it. Doesn't even sound like that.
I was running in with the keys because I think I needed some money to park. I was like, am I going to move the car? And he was like, no, it's fine, Kelly. Come on in.
Yeah, can you just read in? Can you just do this for us?
It's when he said
you got
to
the
you.
job.
No, it's when he said to you.
I didn't.
I wasn't even dressed. I was like, kids in the car. He went, yeah, Mark, never mind what we were doing. Can you be a dog, Mark? Can you be the family dog?
I was a Labrador. I ended up not going for the speaking role.
Yeah, so
she got the job.
We got the job, yeah.
How did we get on to that? Where did that come
I've
from?
never told anyone that.
Was that an exclusive?
That was a change in the industry, and the good and bad and COVID is doing self-tapes. Yeah. So that's one of the changes that's just happened. What changes would you make if you had the power, the ability to change something about the industry? What would you do?
I think if I could change one thing, more from the acting side of things, which is all I ever think about, there's a campaign at the moment which casting directors, agents are trying to change, and it's called Yes, No, where you get feedback from castings. When you do something, it's soul destroying as an actor. You put all the effort and the time in, and more than that, you put your heart and soul into something. And we are quite nervous people, aren't we?
It's basically
so we're insecure.
Asking for an answer.
And you want a yes or no
if you went to a job interview,
whether you got something.
To any other job interview, you'd get yes, like thank you, or no, we don't want you. And I think you're waiting for auditions. You do an audition and your agent's, it's really going well, they don't know yet. And it's keeping you like hanging on a line, isn't it? And I think it's just nice to get that. Not
so
this
even
time,
though
sorry.
You develop that thick skin, you still...
I'm quite good at that. I kind of just forget it straight away. You don't.
Well, I'm pretty good. I've been doing it 35 years, so I'm pretty good. But if I go for a decent role, I don't care who you are. Even the biggest actors in the world, I'm pretty sure.
Go on about it all the time.
When you go for a job and you do a cell tape and you think, I think that felt okay. I think that I did all right on that. When you don't hear anything, you can't help. Your brain just goes. And all you want after, 3-4 days, all you want is for somebody to say, thank you so much, but it's gone a different way. It still hurts.
Just so you can put it to bed.
The rejection still hurts, but at least you can compartmentalize it. That was a big word at this time, wasn't it?
No, what's wrong with you?
Who like that?
Who is it?
You can sort of put it to one side, and it's just validation. I think all actors want a bit of validation. Yeah. So you know that somebody's saying, thank you so much, I appreciate the work you put in. I know you really care and you want this, but it hasn't gone your way. So I think that's still changing, but we're getting there. Things are getting better, aren't they?
So do you have the ability just to shelve things, or do you remember everything?
I think with why do you say that?
You remember everything.
I do remember.
Everything.
I've got a very good memory, yes.
No matter who says what to you, you remember it. And he pulls it up years later as well.
No, that's only in arguments. That's in arguments.
Terrible.
If somebody says something, well, you said that, and I didn't do that because this is what happens.
1977, you said.
Well, you were born. There you go.
He kids.
Just giving the age away.
Don't take him on.
Do you know what I mean?
No, you do. You can't shelve things. He pretends he can, and he pretends he's thick-skinned, but no, you don't shelve things.
Yeah,
I think I've got the thicker skin, really, in that respect.
We've changed roles in the 18 years that we've been together. We've swapped roles because when I met Kelly in 2006.
5, 6.
Okay. So when I met Kelly, 2005, 6th of January 2005. He's got an edit button. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
At least
I didn't get the wedding. I didn't get the wedding date wrong.
Our daughter's
when I met Kelly.
Does he remember birthdays, things like that?
On the day when he's running out for a card or saying to the kids, did you get your mum a card from me? But that will move on.
I pay for it with her money.
Eventually.
Yeah, when I met Kelly, I was the one that was really thick-skinned, and Kelly was really hard. And
soft.
She'd be
soft skin.
Soft skin.
No,
you were thick-skinned.
It depends which way you look at it.
No,
doesn't
you were
it?
hard, and I was a worrier. I was an absolute worrier.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You were hard because you were like, I'm not letting this go until I've milked all the pain and the negativity out of things.
All right.
Depends which way you look at it.
And now you're saying that's you.
And now, well, am I not? Who's the one that says, you know what, don't worry about that person, I'm going to go. Don't worry about this going wrong. Let's just go with it. Who's the one that says that now? It's me, isn't it? Who's the one that gives me 3 hours of grief before something based on something that may never happen? That will be you. But everybody, again, going back to looks, everyone looks at us and thinks, oh, he's hard-faced. Oh, I bet he proper bangs on about things.
Oh,
I bet he's got. I bet he's argumentative, got an issue. It's not me, it's her.
I'll change this from an entertainment podcast to a marriage counselling podcast.
Sure, yeah.
Counselling, that's what it is.
Oh, give me a brew.
So, okay, we touched on it earlier. We touched on about how, as actors, it's all about social media now. So that's marketing, isn't it? So how do you go about marketing? I mean, you mentioned that you've already got an agent. You're both on Spotlight. What other social media outlets do you use? How do you push Mark and Kelly?
So we tweet.
Yeah, we use the socials. Instagram.
Mark and Kelly Official. I'll be honest, Mark does more of that. To be honest, you're social mad, aren't you? Socials. I like to nosy, don't push.
I try to market as much as I can, individually and sort of separately.
Yeah.
Is this something that all actors have to do now?
I'm different to you because I've got an agent. I should say it like that, but I do actually leave it to my agent.
I've caused a stir.
I leave it to my agent.
On the subject of agents and marketing, this is one of the changes that you referred to earlier, how the industry's changed. Excuse me. It is heavily based around marketing nowadays because there's so many actors. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of us and not that many roles to go around.
True.
So you've got to put yourself out there, stand out. And if you can use the social media as part of your marketing, I think you've got to do it. However, it's only the last 3-4 years, isn't it? Lockdown and COVID that's changed it all. I'm still trying to find the balance between sort of contacting and getting on the radar of agents, casting directors, and not sending them DMs.
Do not send DMs. This is
working out which account is the one that you can contact, which one the one it isn't.
We are used to, for reality television, we push ourselves. That's down to us.
Yeah, you market yourself differently,
Mark and
don't
Kelly,
you?
and for the live performing, that's down to us.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's a little bit hard for you to let go sometimes with the acting as well, because Mark's so focused and so used to speaking to different people on all fronts.
For the reality TV side of things, we market ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't have an agent or a manager to do that. And we've done that for the last sort of
18 years.
18 years or so.
Yeah.
But for the acting, you've got the agent and you need to leave the agent to do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of boundaries. I've crossed the boundaries and I'm aware of this.
Yeah.
I've sort of stepped into the wrong areas and crossed the boundaries and done the wrong thing, pestered the wrong people, done it the wrong way. And again, that's the changes between then and now as a performer.
Because everyone's accessible now.
I've got to learn the
everybody.
difference.
That's the difference. These casting directors are accessible.
Yeah.
At one time they weren't. You didn't know who they were until you
But
got
there's
to
a
do
lot
it.
of help for new actors, for old actors, returning actors. There's a lot of help and advice on social media and on the interweb. That's the link, that, isn't it? That's the link.
On interweb.
Interweb. Yeah, there's lots of help and advice out there. So the internet's there for a lot of good, as well as, the negative side of the industry as well, isn't it?
So is the networking groups for actors, or is that just for when you're a beginner, you're new to the industry, you go to things like that?
No, there's lots of
lots and lots
network.
Of groups, yeah, because
networks out there.
I'm thinking of Twitter, especially. Like my Twitter's full of actors, and it is.
Mine is.
It's just actors.
Mine
actors
is.
want to look at it. We're very needy.
There's lots of groups for different people. There's the Actors Support Network, which John Craggs, who's a really
He's handed it
good
over now.
actor, he ran it. He's handed it over.
Yeah.
So you've got the Actor Support Network. You've got lots of Acts on This, which is acting classes. But everybody around those provides an acting network.
Yeah.
It's just one big network, isn't it?
It is,
So, you put a question on Twitter or your thoughts, your fears, your feelings, anything you want. There's so many actors out there that will give you brilliant advice, isn't there?
It's great on Twitter because I was watching yesterday someone out of our film, Patrick, he'd helped someone else. I think someone put, I'm doing a self-tape, I need someone to read in or come and film with me. And they're like, yeah, I'm around the corner, I'll come round and do it. And it's just really nice.
Yeah, they help
Everyone
each
does
other with
help
the technical
each other.
side and
it's
with
lovely
everything,
now
don't they?
to see that, yeah. So there is a community out there.
Actors are just the
actors
best. Come on, the actors.
Okay, then. Let's move on then. So we've got all these young actors. Every street has got an actor. It used to be every street has got a band in it.
Yeah.
So, Mark, what little piece of advice would you give to a young up-and-coming lad acting? And Kelly, what little piece of advice would you give to a young girl coming up, acting, watching this?
Do you know what? Because everyone always says, like, oh, it's a career. It's not a real job, acting. And people throw that at you. Well,
You just do quotation
well, they do,
marks.
don't they? What's your other job? What's your other job you do? So I just think don't let that put you off.
That's the same advice I would give.
Our middle daughter, she wants to get into the business, and people say to me, would you let her do this kind of job? And yeah, of course I would. If this makes you happy, do it,
Yeah.
We've done it. We're normal Joe public, of course you are. But for me, I think this is why we do the singing, the magic. We've got something else going on in our life. So for me, it's not just the acting. It's not one thing that I'm hung up on.
That is key.
And I
That's
think
the biggest
you need
thing.
a backup that you really enjoy. Now, we've kept it within the entertainment industry. So if I'm not acting, I'm still on stage nearly every night.
Yeah, we still
doing
get the
what we
fix.
do. So I still get that fix. So I think it is make sure you're doing something alongside it that makes you really happy as well.
Hang on, that's my advice. That's what I've always said to you. You just stole that of me. Oh, you little
I haven't,
minx.
because do you know what? I never listened to it.
I'd echo that. Yeah, the first bit of advice is don't ever let anybody put you off. If you decide to go into acting or reality TV or singing, performing, there's so many people that will say, oh, get a proper job.
Yeah.
Just do it. And the second bit is exactly that. You've got to make sure, and it minimises the pain and the anxiety, just make sure that you've got something else, even if it's not performance related. Make sure, I've got a beautiful wife, great kids, lovely house. So I'm not as focused as much on just the acting and performing. If you've got a job that you love doing, then you don't kind of notice it as much. So
I do say, though, as well, if they can, and I've noticed more so now than ever, try and be an all-rounder.
yeah, that was the advice you were
because at
told
one time,
not to do.
you're either a dancer or you're a singer or you're an actor, and you're in them little compartments. Now, if you can be all three, that is really, that's the best advice. If you don't just pick one, I know a lot of children
There's too many sort of just...
A lot of children at school get, well, which one are you going to do? You've got to pick one and go with it. Don't. If you can be an all-rounder, if you've got the ability to sing, dance and act, triple threat.
Try and be good at
Triple
a few
threat.
things,
Yeah.
You're still working on that, aren't you?
You can eat him if you want to.
Oh, can I, please?
She will.
So, do you remember advice that you were given and that you've followed or not followed?
I was given so much advice. I was so lucky. I couldn't afford Rider or Lambda, but I went to, not far from here, I went to Oldham Theatre Workshop from being sort of 14. I did about 4 or 5 years with David Johnson, who's passed away not long ago. Bless him. Such a brilliant guy, teacher, mentor. He gave so much advice on acting, on life, really. And he always used to say, just ignore everybody else. If this is what you want to do, just go for it.
If you've got the drive, the determination.
Yeah, and he was all about, not just the acting. His advice was always, if you're going to do something, just do it. It was all about energy. David Johnson was, if you're gonna make a cock up, make it big. Just go for it. If I want to see energy. I want to see energy, darling. If you're going to do it big or not at all. Just go. And that applies to so many things.
Yeah.
So that was all the advice.
Was that Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart. So young for Patrick Stewart.
And because I didn't really come from an acting family. You didn't. Oh, God, you didn't. But no, I didn't come from an entertaining family. My mum and dad sang a little bit, but no. So for me, I kind of fell into it. I've been really lucky.
My granddad played the accordion. He used to play Danny Boy on the accordion. It must have...
No, I was really lucky. I think I was always in the right place at the right time, which is the big thing. It's not what you know, it's who you know in this business.
Chance.
It is. So I was really lucky.
But can I just say, it's all about luck and all that being in the right place at the right time. But you've got to be prepared and have the right training and experience for when you get that lucky break.
Yes.
So you've mentioned family life, children, which, as we all know, changes you completely. So how do you keep sane in this mad world?
It says we're sane.
We are.
I answered that.
We are not sane,
We're not
are
sane.
we?
Yeah, no, we're not.
People we
We're
know
crazy.
that we work with or we work for that see us, they think we're sane, don't we?
I don't know.
Are we sane?
I don't know. We kind of...
I think it's grounding. I know it's a really boring answer, but it's about it goes back to everything we said earlier. It's about being grounded. You know, what keeps us sane, keeps us grounded is we have got a nice house, we've got a job we love doing.
I think it's the children that have kept us sane, which most people have got the children driving me insane, but I think it's the children that keep us normal.
Yeah,
because,
probably.
Yeah, we're still there every morning doing the school run, picking the kids up, swimming lessons, this. So I kind of think the normality keeps us sane, doesn't it?
Yeah,
do you try and keep, a family moment, like a Sunday where you all walk the dogs or something like that? Do you try and...
So it's been really difficult because my kids will watch this. We are never there Friday, Saturday, Sunday with our children because that is when we're working, because we do a lot of kids shows in the day. We work karaoke, disco, singing at nights. So I've got a really good mum that has always had the children Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we've never had that time as a family.
Outlaw.
The outlaw, as he calls her. But...
Does she know that now?
Oh, she knows that.
She said it on camera.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
Married on Don't Tell a Bride, and she
tolerates
pops
it.
up and says it. I watched it all back and he was like, oh, how did she...
You didn't think that she
I didn't
knew.
know she was going to
went,
say it.
I'm the outlaw. I was like, well,
I'm
there
the
you go.
outlaw.
Yeah, but Monday to Thursday, really.
You have to think about that.
I had to think them a days.
Yeah, they see more of us
yeah.
than other children see their parents who've got sort of 9-to-5 jobs or working away. So
because we are there every day to do the
yeah, they don't miss
runs
out or
and,
anything, do they?
We do keep that normality in the week, don't we, with them?
Yeah.
So what personal skills or strengths do actors need? If I suddenly said I'm going to be an actor or my child, what do they need?
Confidence.
Yeah. Gotta be
But when I say confidence,
number one,
not
really.
that fake overconfidence. You've just got to have,
Yeah.
you don't have to come in because people think, actors and they're going to be, lovely and diving about. No, not
It's
at all.
resilience. I think anybody that's not just acting, I think any kind of sort of performance-based job area, I think you need resilience is probably up there, number one, with confidence and resilience and just
and
determination,
not
drive.
Worry about people's reactions to you. So talking about the children again, we've got 3 children. The eldest was an amazing actor. And she did well in a GCSE.
Yeah.
She was taught, but I noticed as she got older, she got embarrassed about performing in front of her friends at school.
She was scared, wasn't she?
Oh, I'm not doing that. And even the teachers noticed when your mates are starting peer pressure. Oh, no, I can't. And she
The middle one
perform
doesn't
full
care,
out.
does she?
No, and she's kind of now, she's gone backstage, she's doing makeup and she's just not got the confidence to get out there in front. The middle one.
The middle one doesn't care. You can ask her to play, a German tree.
And she'll do it in
And
front
she'll
of everybody.
happily.
And the little one. The little one's now.
Oh.
The little one.
These are strange names. The old one, middle one, and little one.
Oh, yeah. We've got 3 kids. 17, 13 and 5. Rubbish names, but she picked them.
Yeah. But
Yeah, the 5-year-old.
Shout out to them and go, what the name?
Oh, Logan, Beth and Leah. Yeah, they're amazing. Logan
is definitely going to be in the business.
George Ezra tribute he is.
He already
He's
goes
obsessed.
out as a tribute act at 5.
He's got the jacket with, what's it on
Gold
the back?
Rush Kid
Gold
on the
Rush
back.
Kid on the
And
back.
when we gig with the kids shows, he'll come along with us, and then he does a spot at the end.
He's got to
and he
do at
loves
least
it.
3 songs.
He signs autographs. He's got the
Logan Ezra, he
Logan
started
Ezra.
writing.
The older one who's now too embarrassed, when we do kid shows, we've put in our big costumes so no one can see her face and she's moaning her head off in them. But I'm like, no, you've got to do it. Get the family involved.
We get her to do like 2 songs, jumping up and down in this padded suit, knowing she's sweating.
I call her can hear moaning. I'm like, shut up. He's not touched our wedding.
Yes, we don't want to mention the wedding. We've spent.
He doesn't know about our
8
wedding.
years talking about. He doesn't know about the wedding.
You don't know about our wedding?
I believe you're married. Can you tell us about your wedding?
Oh, he's gonna edit that in, isn't he?
So we got married on Don't Tell the Bride.
She's gone there.
Gone there.
She's gone there.
Yes. Well, can I just say that it got the highest viewing figures ever
12.
for the wrong reason? No, it really did. Because when Mark started this podcast telling you about his first impression as Frank Spencer, that's who I married. He had the beret on, the jacket, and he was doing the Frank Spencer impression. That was how our wedding went, wasn't it, darling?
Somehow James is thinking, why? So the plan was, it was all down to the production company who were brilliant. What the plan was, I met Kelly all those years ago. She works at the Palace Theatre in Manchester, and I used to call her my princess in the palace. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah. They were days, weren't they?
And so when we got married, I was hoping to use the Palace Theatre and have backdrops coming in case you didn't know where the back
In case
was.
you know what a backdrop is, yeah.
I was hoping for backdrops of the story of our life together, everything that we'd done, all the landmarks and achievements. And obviously the story of how we both got into the industry, because if you weren't a performer in the industry and I wasn't, we wouldn't have met.
No.
Which, my favourite song, Different Corner, you see. If we turned a different corner,
Yeah.
never would have met.
Yeah.
But we didn't get married in the Palace Theatre. We got married on a cruise ship in Civitavecchia in Rome. I can still say it.
It sounds really nice, that, doesn't it? Oh, I got married on a cruise ship. It's horrendous.
It was gorgeous.
I used to work on the cruise ships. It was like a busman's holiday.
It could have been a wet field in the middle of Rochdale, couldn't it?
But we all got stranded there, Mark.
That wasn't
Our
my fault.
wedding guests, this was 8 years ago.
My Italian wasn't very good.
Our wedding guests have never spoken to us since. I've not even heard from my bridesmaid since that day. Since that ship sailed.
So
Literally it
the
sailed.
point was, because it was the story of our lives individually and coming together with the performance, as I said, the first thing I ever did was impersonated Frank Spencer.
So Kelly's walking down the aisle, beautiful.
Oh no, not walking down
It was
the
a
aisle.
theatre
No.
on a ship. It was a theatre of a ship.
So
It was gorgeous.
I start
With lights
on
and
Bride, my
lights.
first interview, saying, everyone knows us as Mark and Kelly, like the cheesy karaoke duo. I said, but this is going to be really classy. I want to show a different side to Mark and Kelly.
He's going to make it romantic. He's going to make it classy.
We had dances, dancing to the songs that we sing.
My
on the big
handheld mic didn't
stage.
work. I had a Britney Spears headset.
We had someone marrying us dressed as George Michael with Choose Wife on his
My hero.
top.
Be careful what you
And a
say
toupee.
now. Be careful what you
Stop
say.
it, it's toupee.
You can't say it's a toupee.
He did have a toupee.
We had to pretend it wasn't a toupee.
It was bad. Yeah, and when I'm walking, I say down an aisle, I had to walk down steps like this, right, with a lovely big dress on.
With a spotlight
and a
behind
spotlight,
her.
so I couldn't see a thing.
The
I was like,
spotlight.
hoping that was in every step.
Yeah, because they put it in front, and I said put it behind.
Could you hear this sobbing? It was him. I thought,
I heard that.
he'd be sobbing in a minute.
I could hear, I'm still on the stage, I've got the beret, I've took the mic off.
Head
All
mic.
right, I'm getting married today, here we go, it'll be all right. And I could hear someone, and I'm like, who's that? We can hear someone crying, do we need to do that again? And they just said, no, Mark, it's you're crying, because I've got this headset. It was like, because I've not seen her for nearly 3 weeks. It was the hardest experience ever. We'd never been separated 10 years, had we?
We'd never been said. No,
So knowing that I was going to see
we
her,
hadn't.
and plus the production team said, we've not seen her yet, we're not sure if she's here.
What do you want me
So
to
I'm
tell?
backstage, dressed as Britney Spencer,
He's horrendous.
wondering whether she's going to turn up. And when I saw her, that was it. I was gone.
believe
And I'm
it.
not ashamed to say
My
it.
whole
I
wedding
cried at least
ceremony
half a
like
dozen
that.
times on TV, didn't I?
I just couldn't get my head around it.
But it was memorable. The
Yeah.
point was, as hard as it was, they wanted a drama for the money that they gave
They
us.
got a drama.
And they got a drama. It got record viewing figures.
Because we were told this was different. They kind of turned the tables on us. We were told that it was people that had been together longer than 10 years. It went on BBC One. So it was to see how well they know each other. So we are very competitive. So I was like, right, okay, then let's see how well he knows me. Let him do it, because I'll do the best wedding. I'm brilliant. I know everything. Go on, fill your boots. So that is why we agreed to do it. I didn't think it'd be as difficult as it was.
It's dramatic.
It's dramatic. And
It was the separation.
They made it.
But it's memorable.
dramatic.
You can get married in a registry office, or you can have a church wedding like most people do, which is brilliant.
I didn't think that
It's a story for the
they'd
grandkids.
mess with the wedding. I thought,
Yeah, I thought they'd have gone a little bit
The
easier.
drama will come from just seeing how well he knows me. We don't need any more drama adding. And
I'm not as thick as I came across.
Have we got pictures and videos we can show people?
oh, have we?
Ungrateful.
People were saying on
Ungrateful.
social media, Kelly, jump overboard and start a new life. Fake your death.
Yeah,
start a
they
new
did,
life
didn't they?
somewhere. Yeah, they really did.
Thank you for throwing that in. I didn't have that one. Yes, okay.
That is
Grass.
our main one. That is we got
Grass.
we got Panto off the back of it, and he was a baddie
I know, yeah.
of our wedding.
I made a poll. Do you remember that? I made a poll in the Sun newspaper.
he
They
made
ran one of
number
them silly
3.
polls. The top 6 most hated people in Britain.
And he made number 3.
And I was number 3.
Claimed
And
it.
I won't tell you the people that I was above.
No.
Unreal.
No.
They weren't nice people.
No.
Serial killers. No, it wasn't. For having a wedding? I think it was the impression and the singing I did.
So have you been typecast now as the baddie?
I'm always the baddie. I'm always the baddie.
Yeah,
I play different characters, or I try because, like I say, she likes to be more natural. You know, you soap characters and sort of stick to.
Because you caused a fight in Coronation Street.
Well, of
Causes
course,
a fight everywhere he goes.
I've done Corrie about sort of 7-8 times over the last 25, 30 years, and I either start a fire, start a war.
Thing is, Mark always ends up playing them kinds of characters. You are always the baddie, drug dealer, the murderer. You are.
And I just can't get my head around it.
In our day job, and when I met him, he was Silly Billy. And in pantomime,
Yeah, I'm a clown.
Yeah, he's a clown.
I'm a clown.
He's a children's performer. You know, he plays the clown.
We do sort of,
the
6th birthday parties or functions, weddings where we do 2 hours kids magic.
Yeah, in our act.
And so we're just messing about, singing and laughing and joking. And everyone says, "Oh, you're very, very funny."
Yeah.
And then whenever I do anything on the TV,
completely different.
but what I do try and do is change character, so mannerisms, accents, and sort of more method acting, more character acting. You're more natural.
Oh, he always has to have a backstory.
I end up talking like that or something, you know.
Backstory?
Yeah, I'm not backstory. What is my motivation?
What's my motivation for this character?
I try and change
Money is
everything.
motivation for your character, darling.
Well, yeah, stereotypes. We need to change that.
We do. You need to get romantic lead. I think that's what you should play next.
So what's something you've tried to achieve or you've mastered? Have you mastered anything? Have you achieved a goal? You've said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to be it with the children's entertaining or be it in acting.
I think we've hit lots of goals,
We
haven't we?
have.
With and
And-
without trying, really.
Yeah, goals we didn't realise we wanted.
Yeah.
And then the main one for me, something really random.
Oh.
We have actually headlined our own show. We had our own show on
Piers.
Central Pier in Blackpool.
Yeah. That was
And
one of your big goals,
That was,
wasn't it?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I was like based in Blackpool when I was younger. I did the ice show there, the magic show. So for me to play Blackpool and have my own show on the pier and be the headline act.
I just wanted to go for the slot machines,
It's
where you put the 1p's and 2p's in, and it's giving it all that. That's all I wanted.
So
But yeah,
from variety background, that was.
we had a
that was
3-hour
amazing for me.
show, and Central and South Pier, wasn't
Central
it?
and South Pier, but
We
Central
did
was
the
our big
piers,
show, yeah.
which was nice because I used to go there as a kid, like most sort of people do. So yeah, that was nice. I think our goals kind of came about because we wanted to do something and people tried to stop us. We lived in Greece for 8 years, entertaining. Oh, such a brilliant life.
Yeah,
One
it was-
day.
It was lovely.
One day.
Because we
But
we had
everybody
the
said
kids
to
just
us,
do what we wanted, couldn't we?
you can't, you've got a kid
Yeah,
on the way.
yeah.
You've got a child on the way. That was number one.
Yeah.
Rubbish name, but she picked it.
Yeah.
That gag again. We had the dog. We had
People are always saying you can't do
all
that.
our equipment, and people said, "Have you got a plan to drive to go to Greece?" And we said, "Well, no, we're just going to go." Do you remember? We can't
Right.
tell you what our neighbour
The
said.
story is we went on holiday, right, to Greece. When we first got together, our first holiday, we went to Halkidiki in Greece. And we went around the bars and it was a
You were
lovely
up the
place.
duff.
It was beautiful. But there was nothing to do. It was like boring. And Matt's going, they need entertainment.
No, they
they need
kept
singers,
asking
they need
us.
karaoke.
All the
And-
Greek
and the
restaurant
Greeks.
and
Yeah,
hotel
the-
owners were like, "You're so right, you like my bar. It is good, yes, you like." And we were like, "Well, yeah, it's very nice. You don't look impressed." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's boring. You need entertainment." Like what? I said, like karaoke disco. Where do we find the karaoke disco, eh? And we were like, "Oh, Kelly and Mark. Okie dokie karaoke, nice to meet you."
Marketing.
Yeah.
Always thinking.
Out with the cards
Had
straight
some
away.
cards with me in my shorts,
It
my
carries
budgie
them around.
smugglers.
It carries them around. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept with the budgies, remember, in Paradise
But that's
Hotel.
what we did. Literally, the next season, we just packed. up
Everyone
the
said
car.
you can't just
Rent-
pack up with no plan, no clue, nothing in place, and just go to Greece. And that's what we did. 8 months later, or was it 6, 7,
I
8
think
months
Lee was
later?
about 4 months old.
Yeah.
Loads of nappies and cow and gate in
put-
the back with a Labrador.
We put 6 months, because the season's like 6, 7 months. We put 6 months of baby nappies and baby milk, because she doesn't think they have babies in Greece. It's another world, isn't it? It's not a planet.
Being organised.
They don't have
Being
food and
organised.
drink and clothes for babies.
And you know, we didn't have a map.
And the dog.
We didn't have a map to get there. We had a piece of paper
Oh,
with about
UK,
5.
Greece.
Yeah, we literally had 5 places.
There's like
we had
5
to follow,
roads,
didn't we?
E22 leading onto such a thing, and a ferry, come off ferry, turn left onto such a thing. And it was literally this big, wasn't
That
it?
big.
It was that big. And we had it on the dashboard, and then we pulled into a service station in, was it Germany?
Oh, don't. Yeah.
It was only Germany.
We weren't that far off.
We got, managed to get to Germany through France. And got to Germany, we pulled out of this service station, but you have like a a temporary slip road going onto the motorway. And I don't know if you've been to Europe, but they don't do 60, 70 miles an hour, do they?
Fast driving.
So we pulled out.
No, you were moaning, going, I can't see, open the window.
That never happened.
Yeah.
And
so
I said, just open the window a little bit.
You know what's going to
Open the window so I can see my blind spot. So she opened the
paper.
window, and as I pulled out, put my foot down, and the little paper with
our 5 roads on went.
out the window.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
Where are we going? What have you done?
like, what do we do now? Where are we gonna? But we made it, didn't we?
We made it. And we did that for 5-6 years, didn't we?
7 or 8 years.
Driving back, was it?
It was 7 years. 7 years.
Yeah, driving back.
Was it 7 years?
From Greece. Yeah.
I think it was 7
March
years.
to November, yeah. Yeah, that was...
Well, everyone said you can't do that.
So yeah.
The neighbour, he said, how are you going to get there? Have you got anything planned? We said, no. He said, you're a pair of... He didn't... And everybody said no. So yeah, don't... If you want to do something, just do it.
Yeah.
And now you've got wonderful memories. Did you ever do Zorba the Greek while you were over there?
Yes.
Every night.
Every night.
Every night. We still do it now.
We do
it in the middle of Eccles. We've got a couple of venues that we do. We do the Rock House in Eccles.
Yes.
We do the Kit Green Tavern. I nearly called it what I usually call it on the mic on a Saturday night.
Kit Green Tavern.
Rhymes with Kit.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. Great people in Wigan.
And the White Swan.
And the White Swan also in Wigan. And every week, we'll say, you know what, let's pretend we're abroad. Let's forget your troubles. And off we go. And it feels good, doesn't it?
Does.
It's fun.
It does. I'm trying to
You're going to have to come to one of these gigs.
Do you know what, as
We're
well?
getting singing as well.
Do you know one thing that we did do, which I didn't realise was a goal, but when we did it, I was like, wow, we've actually done that.
Go on.
The Premier Suite at Bolton Wanderers Ground.
Oh, yes.
We did 5 or 6 years, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we were the resident acts for New Year's Eve.
And we
Variety
were in
show.
front of about 2,000 to 3,000 people a time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We used to just fill the hall, book us out, and we did the whole night from 6 till 1.
I know what you're thinking
Just
now.
us two.
We did a sort of
And we
an
did
hour,
get rebooked year after year.
an hour sort of 2 singing spots, and then we'd get changed, and then we'd do some comedy magic for the younger children, and then we'd get changed again, and then we'd do some illusions, nice and big and dramatic, Copperfield kind of thing, and then we'd finish with just a nice evening for everybody. And people used to compliment it and say, the entertainment team were brilliant.
The team were amazing.
We thought the singers were really, really good, but the illusionists, they were awesome too.
2 of us.
Just
two of
two.
us. The whole
That's
night.
it.
Yeah.
Just us.
Them costumes made us look different.
Didn't they? But yeah, that
I
was...
just imagine you being buggered after all this.
Yeah, we were. But
Oh,
I
we
don't know, we went on
dropped.
adrenaline.
I don't know how we
probably
made it
could
to
do
New
it
Year's
now.
Day,
I
but
can't run round to
But when you
school
got like 1,200, because we started off in the small
now. Started
suite,
from
didn't we?
1,200 and we ended up, I think, with about...
No, we started off at about 600, wasn't it? In
Did we?
the Lion
Yeah,
Suite
we
or whatever it
started
was.
Yeah.
And then every year they
Just went
sold more
bigger and
tickets, so
bigger
they kept
and
the
bigger.
rooms get, and then it was the Premier Suite, which is like the biggest
thousands.
suite the hotel had.
Yeah,
But it's just a buzz, wasn't
that
it?
was brilliant.
Still fun.
Okay, let's move on. I'm a headshot photographer. Do you like having your headshots taken?
No, I do not like having my photograph taken. It is the worst thing in the world, especially when they know that I've got a beautiful model wife and she just gives it all this, and I've got to sit there with teeth like a box of sugar puffs, hair that makes me forehead look like Aunt McPartlin, every headshot session we've ever had, and I've got to sit there going, no, hate it. Move on, next question.
I love it. No.
So they put you together and say, right, Mark, you're done.
Mate, I don't get it. James, I really don't. I can't see how fashion photographers and fashion models especially get a buzz out of it. It's just...
It's when we do our sessions, though, we'll normally go together. Once I've let you do it on your own, I stayed out the way, didn't I?
They take 4 pictures of me and then spend an hour on her.
It was like, yeah, you're done now.
It's the one thing about being an actor.
Because you won't smile. You won't smile.
Profession.
That's his problem.
I don't like my teeth.
So that's why you look moody.
You're not supposed to smile, though, are you?
You are now. This is the thing. So
Yeah, you're told to smile nowadays.
That's where I'm going wrong.
This is So this is what we were saying at the beginning, the black and whites and the no expression. Now, no. They want different. So they want different looks. So smiley is now, if you look, everybody's standard picture where you look nice and friendly, which it used to be. Now it's all.
Which is weird because I'm smiling.
Yeah.
When we do our shows, I'm smiling all the time. I'm laughing. So I just do it naturally, but I hate it. I was a doorman before I met Kelly. I was a lot bigger then, 20 odd years ago. And I was a doorman in Manchester. And when I was quite young, I got attacked in one of the nightclubs and lost quite a few of the teeth. So they're all caps and crowns and pieces of Wrigley's Extra to fill the gaps in when they fall out.
On stage in Panto. We had to stop the show while he's in the back of it looking for his teeth.
Yeah, you know, the caps have kind of pops out once or twice while we've been working. You've got to find them. They cost money, don't they? You have to pay for these things.
I bet you think, how can I put this into the act?
Oh, I've actually took them out for acting roles before, so I'm going to put them into the art. If the character said, oh, you know, it looks really rough, I mean, I don't change much about the face. But yeah, you know, I'll try and knock it and take it out. But
Don't let the dentist watch this.
yeah, it's the one thing I'm really not confident with.
So you don't go with 5 o'clock shadow and then shave it off for a couple of...
Yes.
Yes.
You do. Yeah, so you always go, first of all, with the beard.
Well, you walk up then, didn't
yeah,
you?
you do, because we go for different looks.
She does.
So...
You knew that was coming.
I knew.
Yeah, I do. I try and get different looks.
Yeah.
I try and get a friendly look. I try and get, you know, a slightly rougher look.
I think you need 3 or 4 different looks, really, for a headshot. Nice smiley one. I have the standard.
Yeah, but keep it to for
and then
actors.
the moody look.
New actors make the big mistake of sort of having 8 to 10, 12 headshots and pictures, and it overwhelms casting directors and directors, producers. I think the advice is right when they say, you know, just 4 or 5 slightly different looks, but and play it natural, play your photographs naturally, and your acting.
I'm terrible to really for headshots because I do actually go from I want a glamour shot, like
you love it.
Makeup artist.
You
I want
love
it
it.
all right, airbrush this, airbrush that, and that's not how it should be. It has got to be. My agent said no. He said you need one where you're looking rough. And I'm like, I can't put that on, but you do need that look, that completely different.
Yeah, but
look.
you don't look
and
when you
girls
say
don't,
rough.
We don't, girls. We won't. We're all like, no, we won't. We won't
She's
do that one.
ridiculously pretty
No,
when
no,
she's got no
no,
makeup
no.
and her hair's back.
Well, wait till
so
you
she's
see
not
Transfusion,
that
no.
rough. Yeah, that was makeup, wasn't it? No.
No, that was stress.
Pay the makeup artist loads for that.
So you're going to start taking your daughter with you for makeup?
Yeah, that's why I thought, you know what?
If we
You
can
do
get her up.
special effects, and yeah.
If she can get out of the bed.
Don't do that.
I think she likes the idea of it, yeah.
No, she's
Come and do the makeup.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Will she have to wear a suit, dress up as a character?
Logan's a warm-up act.
Get them all involved. Like the Von Traps.
Van traps.
The whole family turns up.
Family
Sing
And the dog.
traps.
Yeah, dogs out there.
Ridiculous.
That's the end of part 1. Now grab a quick break and then head straight over to part 2 and discover what it takes to produce your own short film. Thank you for watching and listening to the Entertainment Video Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel and let me know who you would like to see on a future Entertainment Video Podcast.